Hey everyone, my name is Darius, and I'm here today to hopefully help out a future nursing student, respiratory therapy, maybe even dental assistant student. And I'm here today to talk about the TEAS test, the test of essential academic skills. It's required by most programs to get into your program of study. And I'm going to tell you my experience with it, some things you can expect if you haven't taken the test. If you have taken it, you most likely know what's on it. I'm just going to tell you what I did and hopefully help you out. First and foremost, I made a 79.3. As you can see, each section broken down here. That was an advanced score. And like I said, that was enough to get me in my program. I'm going to tell you what you can do to hopefully increase your score. All right. First and foremost, I use this book right here, the ATIT Secrets. This one has the 3 practice tests included. Definitely a huge help for me. I also use an anatomy and physiology book from an old class that I took a couple years ago, actually a lot of years ago. But that helped me out with the science section. I also use flashcards. You can say I did a couple different things. And I also used the ATIT's manual with study with the actual practice tests A and B from the website. Now you don't need all these. This is just what I did to help me out. Kind of just went back and forth between each to find out which one I liked the best. But I'm gonna go through each section and kind of tell you what to expect in each and what I did to help me prepare for each section. So with the reading section, there was a lot of passages. I took the test twice. The first time I ran out of time because I kind of took too long reading the passages over and over again. You want to kind of pace yourself at a moderate speed so you can get through the material, okay? They're going to ask you to summarize the passages. They're going to ask you to sequence questions about what happened first, second, third. You'll be familiar with that. You're going to also be asked questions about directions. So you want to be familiar. Each of those types of styles are covered in these books. So get your hands on one of them if you can, okay? As far as the math section goes, the math section, same thing happened. The first time I ran out of time. The second time I did. The first time, I spent too much time just kind of double checking, triple checking my answers. You don't want to do that. You want to kind of be familiar enough with the material to where you can get a good answer, be comfortable with it, move on to the next one, okay? There's a lot of questions about percents, fractions, decimals, addition and subtraction of fractions. There's some questions about graphs. There's some questions about area. So you want to be able to find the area of a circle, a square, rectangle, things like that. And again, this book helped me out with that. The math section really caught me off guard the first time because the questions that were asked were questions that made me second guess myself pretty much. So that's why I spent back triple checking my answers. So you don't want to do that. Like I said, be comfortable with the material. Practice, 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 so you can get to the test and it be second nature. All right, so on the science section, you want to make sure you supplement it with an anatomy and physiology textbook. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but you just know that the ones that come with the manual and even this book, the T Secrets, it's not enough for the science section. I'm just being honest. There's not enough information in here to kind of go in depth about what's on the test. So if you haven't had an anatomy and physiology class within the last few years, please get another source. Just YouTube, books. You can't just rely on these books because it's not enough. You want to also make sure you use flashcards. Okay, I'm gonna show you just kind of some of what I did. So this one is about the respiratory system. I color coded them. You don't have to do that, but it's just something that I did. That way, if I'm out and about, I can kind of just quiz myself, and I was always in that zone. So remember, supplement with additional material. The TEAS test is going to take you through each of the body systems and they're gonna make sure you know it and you understand it well. All right. I use YouTube. I actually found some biology instructors, A&P, who posted their lectures online, and that helped me tremendously. I was commuting on my way to work, and I would listen to one of their lectures, and like I said, that helped out a lot. And finally is the language section. Um, for this section, I went back to the basics. I broke down what clauses were: an independent versus a dependent clause. I learned about the different types of punctuations, semicolons, colons, commas, when they can each be used. Um, I also broke down subject-verb agreement because there's a lot of that on the test. And again, in this book, you will find questions similar to what's on the actual exam. All right, guys, and just to wrap up, remember in your testing center to make sure if they offer earplugs, use them. Relax, read each question carefully. You guys got this. Good luck. Subscribe if you want more content. Let me know if you got any questions. Post them in the comment section, and I'll be glad to answer those for you. All right, guys, take care.